Hello guys, and welcome back to another episode of biology. And of course, in this class, we'll continue our study into the classification of living organisms. And of course, as evidently on the board, we're going to look at the kingdom fungi in this class. So this will be an introduction to the kingdom fungi. In the next episode, we're going to look at the structure, okay? And we'll look at the characteristics and look at, of course, reproduction in fungi and so on and so forth, okay? So you can see we have changed the pattern of our teaching to accommodate for those who are requesting to have notes, okay? This will make you this will afford you to have notes that are relevant to what you should study, okay? Because the major reason why we're doing this class is because most people do not have the time to attend physical tutorials, so they need something concise enough for them to prepare for their examination. So take judicious advantage of these classes, okay? So of course we're looking at kingdom fungi, and of course, as you can see, evidently fungi are eukaryotic organisms. So in previous episode, we have talked about prokaryotic organisms. We have talked about eukaryotic organisms. I would say eukaryotic organisms are those organisms that have a definite nucleus and membrane-bound organelles. Okay, I would say prokaryotes, in the other hand, are those organisms that lack a definite nucleus and membrane-bound organelles. So fungi are eukaryotic organisms. That means they have a definite nucleus and they have membrane-bound organelles that include microorganisms such as, of course, the yeast, the mushroom, the molds, and of course the truffles. So usually we talk about the yeast, the molds, and the mushroom. This truffles is just an extra addition. Okay, so this truffle is what we call ectomycorrhizal fungi. We call them ectomycorrhizal fungi. Okay, we call them ectomycorrhizal fungi. They're usually found in close association with what we call tree roots. Okay, they're usually found in close association to what we call tree roots. Okay, so those are the examples of microorganisms that are fungi. Okay, so of course, the organisms found in fungi contain a cell wall. They contain a cell wall and they are omnipresent. As you can see here, the organisms found in kingdom fungi contain a cell wall and are omnipresent. So when we say omnipresent, if you reason back and say, what about now? Only God is omnipresent now. Okay, how are we going to use omnipresent for fungi? Okay, so fungi are also omnipresent. So that I would say God is everywhere. God is omnipresent. God sees everything. Is everywhere at any time. T is there. So we are using omnipresent for fungi to relate that fungi can be found in almost all media. Can be found in almost all media. Okay, so even in your environment right now, in your environment where you are right now, there are fungi there because these are in the environment. They're usually found as germs. In the environment, they are found as germs. Okay, so fungi are everywhere, and of course they have what we call adaptive properties. They have adaptive properties. They have adaptive properties, so they can adapt to any environment they are in. Okay, so those are fungi. That's why we say fungi are omnipresent. Okay, and of course they are classified as heterotrophs among the living organisms. Fungi are classified as heterotrophs among the living organisms because they cannot manufacture their own food. Fungi cannot manufacture their own food. Instead, they feed on dead, decaying organic matter. They feed on dead, decaying organic matter. They do not have chlorophyll. They cannot manufacture their own food. Instead, they feed on dead, decaying organic matter. So fungi are they're classified as heterotrophs among the living organisms. And of course, to name a few, as you can see here, the appearance of black spots in bread when you leave them for a few days. Okay, if you want to do an experiment, don't buy bread now. Just leave it outside for let's say 3 to 5 days. When you return, you see black spots on those bread. Okay, that is the presence of fungi in that bread. Also, the mushrooms and yeast cells, which are commonly used for the production of beer and bread. Okay, there's something we call the brewers. The brewers and bakers yeast. Okay, the brewer's yeast is used for the production of beer, while the baker's yeast is used for the production of what? Of bread. Okay, so that is what that. So they're usually what use. Fungi are also very, very important. Okay, they're used in the manufacture of beer and what? And bread. Okay, so that is what we'll talk about. And of course, as you can notice here, most of the examples mentioned here, they are what? They're usually what? They are moist cases. MOIST. They are moist cases. Okay, that's to show you that fungi usually grow in places which are moist and warm enough to support them, to support their growth. Okay, fungi are usually grow in places which are moist and warm enough to support what? To support their growth or to support them. Okay, and also they are also found in most skin infections. So when those that have skin infection, see fungi is also found in most skin infections and other fungal diseases. Okay, so from only this alone, JAMB can start with questions. Okay, that's why we try to break our classes down so that you fully understand and gets the main points. Okay, so we go over them again. We say fungi, they are eukaryotic organisms. Okay, and they contain macroorganisms such as yeast, mold, mushroom, and the likes. And of course, we say that they have the cell wall, and apart from having a cell wall, they are omnipresent. That means they can be found in almost all media. Please know that this video tutorial is brought to you by the O3 School JAMB app. Okay, it is all you need to succeed in your exam. Download that app today and start practicing. So let's go to the app now and take some few questions. Okay, and we are done with this class. Okay, so now this is a question from the O3 School JAMB app using the question search feature. Okay, the app has a lot to offer you. Okay, there's something called the question search feature. We can search for questions under any topic. So any topic that has been taught, you can go to the app, use the question search feature, then search for that topic, and all the questions that JAMB has set on that topic will come out for you to answer. So it's a very, very useful feature on the app. Okay, and of course, it has all the past questions for all subjects. That's all the past questions, all of them for all subjects in one application. Okay, it has some wonderful features that make it distinct from other applications, like the classroom feature, where you can study lecture notes and then take a test before you move to the next topic. So the classroom feature is structured according to your JAMB syllabus. All right, so whenever you take a topic, you take a test, you move to the next. So all topics there have lecture notes on the application. And also of course, you also have some other useful features, such as the UTME challenge. It's a challenge that will conduct for all students that are writing JAMB for this year. So you compete with your mates, you win prizes. Apart from winning prizes, you are getting used to how JAMB set their questions. You are gaining confidence toward the exam. So please do not play with the app. Go to Play Store immediately. Search for the O3 Schools JAMB app. Download it. While download it, you need to activate. As I time of shooting this video, activation is just 3,000 naira. So please pay and do not be scared. It's not scam. So pay, activate your app. So to activate, just click on activate on the app. Once you have clicked on activate, at the top you see buy activation key. Click on it. You see 3 options for payment. The first option is by transfer. You can transfer to the app account. The O3 Schools app account is a Money Point account, okay, or a Zenith Bank account. So transfer to the O3 Schools app account. After you have made your transfer, you send the receipt to this number on WhatsApp. Okay, you send your receipt to 091 21515246. Just send the receipt to this number on WhatsApp, and of course you'll be attended to. In case you do not have receipt, fill your depositor's name and forward the message. You will get the message containing your product key, which we will use to activate the application for you. Okay, please do not sleep on the application. Download it, activate it, start practicing today. So let's see. It's a 2022 question number 17. Say the following organisms belong to Kingdom Fungi except. The following organisms belong to Kingdom Fungi except, of course, A, we have mucor, then B, we have rhizopus, C, we have algae, D, we have mushroom. Okay, so of course, the right option there is algae, because algae belong to kingdom Plantae. It belongs to the plant kingdom. Okay, so it is the right answer there. So algae is not does not belong to the kingdom fungi. Okay, now let's see another question. This is a 2013 question number 21. And it said that fungi are referred to as heterotrophs because they, A, they say have mycelium, then B, lack roots, C, are filamentous, D, lack chlorophyll. Okay, and of course, as you can see, the major reason here is because what they do not have what chlorophyll. Because we say they are heterotrophs among the living organisms, they do not have chlorophyll, they cannot manufacture their own food, so they have to feed on what dead decaying organic what matter. So you can see that the right option there is what is D, lack what chlorophyll. Also, because what fungi have what they are filamentous, okay, all right, and they have mycelium also, all right, but those are not the reason. The main reason why they are called heterotrophs is because they cannot manufacture their own what food. So this is where I'm going to end this episode. Next episode, we're going to look at the structure of fungi, and I'd love to see you in that class. Thank you for watching.